I was flying high at that period of my life. I did feel like I was invincible. I felt like I had created this opportunity for so many amazing events to be held here. It was a dream space. It was the size of a massive football field. We put on some of the biggest and best events Australia's ever seen. We did DJ Tiesto, Jamiroquai, largest off-premise fashion week event Australia has ever seen. We did sit-down dinners for 2,500 people, and we launched Virgin Atlantic with Richard Branson. What I had created, although on the surface looked like I had it all together, in reality, I was living a complete lie. I didn't want to look at the fact that we were living outside of our means. Everything that we had was built on this false reality. It was like a house of cards. It went up so quickly, it came down equally as quickly. And what was left was a massive pile of debt. I didn't want to admit where I was at. I didn't have anything to fall back on. Everything that I'd put into this had failed. So I felt like I was a failure. I had nothing to say to the people chasing money for a long time. I was sitting there going, well, now what? And so I did nothing. I literally did nothing. One day, my mum called, hysterical, and said, Kitty, I've had people on the phone, they say it's an urgent business matter, you need to call them. What is this about? Is everything okay? And you can ignore your phone ringing, but when your mum calls, it's harder to ignore that. And I thought, you know what? She doesn't need the pressure and stress of this. And they're going to keep coming for me. So I started addressing it. I started answering them calls. Started testing how far I could go and seeing what they would and wouldn't accept. In conversation, what I realised was that they could stop the interest. And then they would say, well, we'll stop the interest for this period, but you need to pay us $200 a week. I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. I can't do that. Can you just stop interest and payments? Give me 3 months. And then I'll try and work out what's going on. And when I realised that they would do that, then I started doing it with all of them, putting small agreements in place, $10 a month, offer them a settlement. The more that I did, the more I realised what was possible. And so then I started working and doing things on the side and getting lump sums of money, and I managed to settle all of the debt that I had at a fraction of the cost, like not even 25%. And so I started helping friends and family doing negotiation. And my best friend at the time, the phone kept ringing, she kept quietening it, and she went all funny, and I was like, what's going on? And she said, oh, it's okay. I said, no, what's going on? And she told me. So I was able to help her get out of debt and give her the freedom to move on. And I was like, you're one of my best friends. I didn't even know you were going through this. And I'll never forget that, because it was such a profound moment for me to go, just because people look like they're okay is not the case. But it wasn't until a few years later that I ruptured a disc in my neck and my life stopped. I realised while I was lying in hospital that it was the pressure and the stress of my entire situation that took me to where I was. It was a massive wake-up call. I was like, if I can make what I have done for myself and my friends and family in clearing their debt and make that available for other people, they can live the life that they're here to live. And so that's how the Angel Solutions was born. You have an angel on your shoulder that guides you and shows you what else is possible. Every day I'm grateful for the difference that my team and I make. We see the impact of the work that we have done, but like everything, there's a cost and there's a payoff. I've learnt lessons. It's cost me time away from my children. It's cost me time away from my friends. But I truly, truly believe that what we do makes a massive difference. My mission is to transform the conversation of debt and shine the light on this problem so people are no longer embarrassed or ashamed. And show people what's available on the other side of debt. Because when people realise what else is possible, that's where freedom lives.